This is the assembly video for the memory card organizer system by Vivo 4D. So first, we're going to start by assembling the small plates that is meant to store these small SD cards. So this is the bottom of the plate. You're going to take this small connector and then we're going to slide it in like so, and then you just have to just push it down and it's inside. Then next, you're going to take this top cover plate and it's going to slide in like this and just push up and it all clips in. Then we have these small little side drawers. It's similar to how your smartphone have the SIM card drawer, and these would just slide in just like so. Make sure the orientation is like this, and then you just slide it in for all four. Right, and this is done. So next we're gonna have the next plate, which will store the micro SD cards and the bigger standard SD cards. So same process, small clips, put it in, then we take this piece, slide it in, push up, clips in, and then we take each drawer and we slide it in. And that is done. So these two are going to be for the actual the portable carrying case. So for the portable carrying case, we have this part here, which attaches to the strap. You got this big block here, which is I guess you could say it's like a tension block that when you screw it in with this, it applies pressure on the strap inside here so that it sticks. So the block goes there. This is the back piece and it just screws in. And to make sure that this doesn't unscrew accidentally, we have some locking pins, which you just push inside there, you'll lock in place. Now, if you find this is sticking, you can just wiggle it a little bit until, like here, it clips in. Right? So this is going to be the main compartment where you're going to store all the SD cards, and that's where these come in. So for this one, with the flap plate on top, it goes in the bottom. Then this plate with the SD card holder on top stacks on top like that. And then in the end, you take this assembly and this, and it's screwed in together. And this is the final assembly of the carrying case. So next, we have the desktop slider case, which is pretty much simple because there's like 3 parts. This is where everything gets stored. So how this all works is that, so you make different plates, right? Multiple plates, and you're gonna have each plate, so the places will store inside the center, and then the SD card U brackets will stay inside here. And then this is the main cover. You start it in. There's a small hole there, a notch. So this is the pin that retains everything. And it's as simple as that. Oh, and then we have this, the pin removal tool. That's for these. So when you're done and you want to take it off your strap, you just slip it and pull. And then you just take it out. So now I'll show you how all these kind of fit together. So the way how I think of doing this is you put your, so here's a memory, here's your micro SD card, the small drawer. You just insert it inside there. Right, you insert it inside there, and then you just push it in, and then for the rest of your, so depending on how many cards you have, you can just start it inside. And then for your SD cards, you just start it inside the holder, like so. So this could fit 3, and this fits 4 micro SD cards. Right? So if you're a photographer or videographer and you're filming in high resolution 4K, we all know that the memory will use up really fast when you're shooting in like really good quality footage. So the used micro SD cards can go inside this bottom plate, right? So that way you keep track of which ones are used already and which ones still has space, right? So then when you're all done, it just stacks up like this. You get this, cover it up. And the main thing too is to make sure that when you do open it, that this side is like this. You at least angle it downwards, so that you could open it, and then this wouldn't like fall off on you, right? If you do accidentally open it this way, like a normal cover, I mean, it would just, oh, this one actually works, but normally it would just be stuck inside there. I guess you might get lucky, like I did. So this is the carrying case, and then for the desktop sliding case, so this is you use when you're home. So after you're done shooting and you have like at least 4 or 5 full cards that are full, you can then transfer the plate from here into here, and these will be on standby for when you're ready to do your post editing and everything. All right, so the plates go there, your memory cards, so the SD cards goes inside there, and then all your micro SD cards will be inside the plates stacked up. These are all plates that I prototype, but I'm just using them just to show how the whole setup. And then you just set it in. You put the pin here, and now it's locked. It's not going anywhere. All right. So this is the assembly of the memory card organizing system.